Hi everyone. Hi Mom. Welcome to episode, I think it's 13 of Tips, Tricks, and Tools. I'm in the, in between projects. I just finished, well, almost finished the book that I showed everyone. And, to start a new project, I always need kind of a break because my brain's sort of mush by then. And I've had a couple requests on showing a couple techniques or how-tos. So I thought I would do that as a tips, tricks, and tools. Before I get started, I wanted to show you these new stamps. I bought a bunch from eBay. And they are from flonscraft.com. I'll hold that up nice and close so you can read it. Sorry. Okay. These are clear stamps, although clearly they're not clear. They have a bit of an orange tint, but that's so that you can see them better. They stamp out amazing. But the reason I'm showing you is because, sometimes when you buy things, they need to be cut apart. This was all one sheet, and you need to cut them apart. Now, in order to do that, I use my Tim Holtz scissors because they're quite sturdy. They seem to cut through pretty much anything. I just want to show you what's going on with these. Okay, so some of them I've cut. Okay, you're also going to notice they're kind of white. There's like a talcum on there that you can just use a baby wipe on there or a little bit of dish soap and water just to take that off. It's just so it doesn't stick in the packaging. So anyway, I've started cutting them apart and you can see how closely I've gotten to the edge. Now you need to do that because if you leave them like this, what will happen is when you ink up your stamp pad and then you stamp on it, you're going to hit these edges. And sometimes you don't pay attention to that and you go ahead and you stamp and then you end up, with ink where you didn't want it. So it's really important to cut close to the edge. The other thing I wanted to show you is when you are filling up a stamp, when you hold your stamp, if you hold your finger in the center of the stamp pad as you push down, you're going to hit all of them. If you just do this, sometimes the center part doesn't hit, so you end up not inking it all. And if it's a dark stamp, you might not see that. So it's a really good idea whenever you get new stamps, ink it up, stamp it out on a piece of paper, see how it stamps out. I have to say these stamp out fantastic. Actually, I'll just show you my scrap here. So this was one of them, this was one of them, and this was one of them. They just stamp out super clear, and I'm really happy with them. And they weren't terribly expensive. Like I said, I got them on eBay. Just type in that name, and you should come up with the person who makes them. Okay, that's the first thing. The next thing was somebody wanted to know how I do multiple signatures in a book. Okay, so I've done this before with a single signature, and for those of you who've seen it, I use graph paper. I find it just the simplest way to find, your center and your measurements. Now, I just printed this as a free download. You just Google search, like, free grid paper, and you can download your own. Or if you have it in your house, great. What you're going to do is you're going to measure the length of the spine of your book. Now, this one was 8.5. So I cut a strip 8.5. I wanted a 2-inch spine, so this is cut at 2 inches. And then all I did was I knew I wanted 3 signatures. So you fold it in half like this to find your center. Now, of course, it'll be in the middle of a box. It won't be on the edge because it's even numbers. Okay. Then I wanted, to do it again. So you fold, how did I do that? Okay, sorry. Find your center And then you need to count your spaces in between the center and the edge to find your center here. So I got all 3 of these done first. And then you have to decide how far up from each end you want that to be. I wanted just, I guess it's 1/4 of an inch probably. Yeah, 1/4 of an inch on the end. So that's where I set this hole, these 3 holes. And I did the exact same thing on the other end. And then, let's see if I did that this way. No. So what I did, because it was odd, I counted my boxes in between this one and my center one. And then I simply counted backwards to get my 2. And then that's it. You just you mark all the holes, you punch them all out, and then when you go to do your signature, then you fold it in half and you use the center one, and that'll be in your signature. These ones you lay on your spine like I did with this. So you would, on the inside obviously, but you lay it down like this and then you simply punch your holes. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I don't have anything that I can actually show you physically because I'm not working on a book right at the moment, but I hope that helps. Really, it's just counting boxes. That's all it is. It's very simple. The other request I had was when I did this cover, I did show that there's very little brush strokes on that. So somebody wanted me to show them how I did that. So it's much the same way as I did with my, this one here, the Liquitex Gel Gloss Medium. Anything, even though this decoupage is a matte, it's still going to show brush marks. So to eliminate that, I've just got this printed out from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. It's just a postcard, but I did it on kind of a thin paper, so I'm just going to cover it. So I have one of these squatty brushes, and somebody said read the name on the side. Okay. So they're the One Stroke from Donna Dewberry, and it is a 3/4 flat, if that helps. I hope that helps. Okay, so I've just put a little bit on here, and I'm just going to start by brushing it on. I didn't rinse it out very well, and now my bristles are really stiff, and I've lost some of them, so I'm not pleased with that boo-boo. Okay, so just brush it on there. Let me get it closer. That should help a little. And while it's damp, not wet, but damp, like you'll see, if you use too much, it takes too long to dry. Oh, this is bugging me. Okay, so then I just do this as I go. If you don't have one of these kind of brushes, you can use a flat, wide flat one and just do this with it on the side. But this kind of, as long as you don't wait too long and it dries too much, this generally helps take out, and you can see that I'm holding it pretty close to the bottom and I'm pouncing fairly hard. And I'm having difficulty seeing because the light is not in the right spot for me. So I usually pick it up and sort of, tip it around. Okay, I missed this spot. So I'm just going to put a little bit more on my brush. And then I'm just going to pounce that out. And yes, it's work, but if you're doing all that work on making a journal and you're making a book cover, and you don't like your end result, then to me, it's completely worth the extra effort. Now, I've got little hairs in here, which really bug me, but oh well, this is just a sample. if you find that you have a spot that maybe dried a little bit too fast, add some more to build into the little ridges that you'll get with brush strokes, and then just go ahead and pounce it out again. And then I always tip it, look at it in the light. Okay, now let's see if you can see that. Hang on, I gotta twist this because you're upside down. And clearly I'm upside down. Okay, I know this is upside down to you, but... Okay, can you see that? I sure hope you can. So it's less of a, I don't know, it's more pleasing to the eye, in my opinion, than, you know, doing brush strokes. You can, if you work really hard at your brush strokes and use very, very little at a time, you can, you know, build up your surface, but it takes a lot longer, in my opinion. Well, I don't know, I'm slow at everything, so... hopefully you'll find that helpful, and then you've got a nice sealed cover on your book. And I believe that's all I have for you today, you guys. Like I said, I'm in between starting something else. I have something in mind. Oh, I wanted to quickly show you what I've been playing with, which is why I haven't really been into making another journal. Hang on one sec, get this closed and this in water. Okay, now I have been playing on my computer and I've been making some digital papers. So this was one that I played with. Now this is the outline of a poppy and the seed, the poppy seed, and I don't know if that shows very well, but there was a free site, I can't remember what it was, sorry, but there's all kinds of free sites where you can download photos. This was a photo, and when I put it in my Photoshop Elements, I texturized it and changed it, you know, the composition of it. And then I've got several layers of different papers on here, and then you kind of, you can take your brushes, now not hand brushes, but they're called brushes in Photoshop, and you can erase part of your images. Anyway, I've been playing with this. I'm such a newbie at this, but I've been having fun. So now I created this as a background paper because I put line paper underneath it to get that. This one I did last night. I really love the way this one turned out. I have no idea what to call. I think I called the kit Simply Vintage, and I wanted something that was all different colors, not one theme, but all different colors, just all vintage. That's what I was going for. So that's page 2. There's page 3. And you know I love butterflies, so had to do a few butterflies. There's page 4. This is my least favorite, but I'm pretty sure it's because it's pink. I'm not a pink fan. But like I said, I wanted to make sure I was doing all different colors. This one's got some reds and some blues. I really love the way this one turned out. It printed out way better than it looked on the computer. And then this one, this is probably my favorite one. Well, maybe not, I don't know. And you can see I've added ovals, so when you're folding it in half, you know, people want journaling space. That's the whole point, in my opinion. And so then on the inside, I've printed this background paper, so when it's folded, you've got all kinds of writing room. You've got a pretty picture, but, you know, all kinds of writing space. And this one, I really like this one too. And all of them I've printed my background paper onto the back. This is probably my favorite one because it's green. I like the way that turned out. And then there's my other butterfly one, which I quite like this one too. I wanted orange, and so I did dull it down. It was way more orange, but it very lightly on this side I did some bullet, and then if you look really close, I don't know if it shows, but there I put lines so that you'd have a little bit of a line next to the bullet, and that's it. So I'm making journaling cards and tags and pockets and, yeah, so I get distracted easily, you guys, so I haven't started a book yet, but today is not the day for doing digital. I'm trying to catch up on a few things here down in my craft room. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we will talk real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.